we're going to I think some people keep dropping in and out, but probably a connection thing going on there. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this thing kicked off. What's up, Brother Dale, and everybody, Brother Larry Gayton. Hey, I'm going to do, guys. I'm gonna start this thing off, and Larry's going to give you guys some information. I'm just letting you know because Karatbars right now, we're going through a lot of changes, just like with everything else around the world. People are going through changes. And the thing is, are you in for the long haul, or was you in just for the quick fix? A lot of people join an organization, and the first thing they do when you tell people that you're part of something like this, they say, "Oh, you're part of one of those get-rich-quick schemes or one of those illegal pyramid schemes, right?" And they don't want to be a part of it. And you said the same thing. You didn't want to be a part of a get-rich-quick scheme. So here you are. You at the crossroads now because Karatbars, they've got us to this point right here. Karatbars isn't going away, but there's going to be some things that's going to happen that's going to require you an action from you. It's going to require you to take actions. Okay, Larry can't do it for you. I can't do it for you. You're going to have to do it yourselves. So everybody is in a position on our team already in Karatbars. Okay, that's what we're talking about is Karatbars. All right, Karatbars is moving the platform from just a gold-based platform to a cryptocurrency platform. Okay, Karatbars been around since 2011. They came on. They specialize in gold products. They specialize in making small quantity gold products to where it can be, assessed by the masses at a very affordable price. Okay, and then a couple of years ago in 2018, Karatbars, well, they didn't come up with the idea in 2018. They came up with the idea a couple of years beforehand, but they started the process to move into cryptocurrencies as well. So they expanded Karatbars. They never got away from gold. Gold has always been the primary product of Karatbars. Okay, but now with the cryptocurrency, if you haven't been living under a rock or in the middle of Mississippi somewhere, I'm just kidding, Dale. I'm messing with Dale. But if because even Brother Dale knows about these cryptocurrencies out there in Mississippi, okay? But if you haven't been, not watching the news or watching TV or something, you know that digital currencies are becoming the norm. People all over the world are looking for ways to incorporate digital currencies into their businesses, into their governments, everything, everywhere across the world. Okay, so what Karatbars is doing, we're in the process of moving from what we're going to call Karatbars over to Freebay. Okay, there's been a lot of videos out. Well, not a lot, but there's been corporate updates every day for the most part. They're giving it to us a little bit at a time because they don't want to blow your mind, people, because it's a big deal. Okay, and all I can tell you is if you plug in, because as we learn, we're gonna tell you guys where to go. Like it's a Facebook page that you can go to, and I've invited everybody on my team. I've invited them more than once, and I'll send you guys the invite again to that page because that's where the people who's actually doing Karatbars go to. And if you sometimes you go there and you get on the Karatbars world on Facebook, you got to get in there and they got to know your username and all that. And you join the Karatbars world, you'll see some people complaining, but for the most part, you're going to see people asking questions and getting their questions answered. Okay, that's just one thing. And then on YouTube, we've got people who just now joined the team, haven't even been on the team for a whole month, and they go to YouTube and they get into their back offices. I know half of you probably don't even know what your back office means. But when I say your back office, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But that's the little website that you go to, karatbars.com, and you plug in with your username and password. That is your office. That's your desk. office. You can take your office anywhere around the world. It's a mobile, portable office that you have access to 24 hours a day, a multi-million-dollar platform that was built for us and that you have access to. There's a lot of information on there, okay? There's a lot of money that's sitting on there waiting for you to get access to it, you know? But it's not gonna jump out at you. You gotta know how to get to that money, and you gotta know how to take your money and make it work for you, okay? But again, we're not gonna go into a lot of detail about it because we just don't know a whole lot of detail about it right now. They just released the compensation plan today over on the new platform. They released that today. We got to cipher through it and kind of figure it out. You know, that way we'll be able to explain it to you guys and new affiliates coming on, joining the team. But all I can tell you is that you better strap on your seatbelts because the money that they're talking about in that thing right there, I had to go ahead and I was scratching my head because it just, I couldn't believe it, you know. But again, if you just join the team and you expected for somebody else to do the work and get you paid, well, you know, that's not going to happen. We're building the team together, and the more you plug in, the more you're going to learn. Even if you don't bring a lot of people onto your team, people will join the team with or without you. And even if they don't have a great big team, Karatbars have moved over to eBay or Freebay, and the things that they're teaching you over there is going to make you wealthy, even if you don't have a team, you know. And that's what Larry and I has been talking about ever since day one. You know, we're trying to teach you guys how to create residual income and wealth by using your money to acquire wealth building assets. Okay, so a lot of stuff is coming. And I just tell you, it's going to require you to be able to log into your back offices, and you're just going to have to push a couple buttons, and it'll move you from one spot to the other. And you know, you'll be able to go over there and start doing business right away. You're not going to lose your positions here. So when you move over, your whole team is going to move over with you, you know, and you'll still have your same position on that team, which is important because the units flow up, you know. And as we say, the units flow up, you know, the units flow up, but the help comes down. So people, what I mean by that, there's people that's joining your team that you don't even know how they got there. If most of you guys just log into your back offices, right? If you log into your back office, you're going to be like, well, I thought I only sponsored one person. I didn't sponsor anybody. Where did all these people come from? You know, you might have 50 people on your team and you didn't know it. Just log in and see. Some of you who even, if you just purchased a bronze package or you just purchased a VIP package, but you didn't sponsor anybody and you only got a whole bunch of people on your left team or right team, you're going to look on there and you're probably going to have, I know there's several people on here that I know personally because you're on my team. You got like 500 or 600 units just sitting there. And that's money. That's money sitting there waiting for you to go to work and do a little bit of work to get paid. Okay, so just be prepared for the changes and just be patient because it is a changeover, it's a switchover, and we're all it's a learning curve. So we're all going to be learning and working together to make sure that it's a smooth transition as we possibly can. There's going to be a few people that we tell you to follow on YouTube because they're going to be having some courses on there that's going to show you how to increase your income over the next 3 to 6 weeks, right? It's going to show you how to position yourself rather to increase your income with your assets by 2 or 3 folds, you know? So you're going to be able to make a lot of money if you want to, you know, even without building your team, but you got to be able to plug in and learn, okay?
Hey, sorry to cut in, but you guys know that Al and I talk every day, several times a day. You know, that we have to. And it's not always about the same thing, you know, but it's about building wealth. No matter what the conversation started off as, it always ends somewhere with building wealth. And he and I were talking today, and we were talking, you know, why do companies evolve? And let me tell you why I love Karatbars. That's because it's always evolving. Like Al was saying, it first came out with gold, but then they realized, wait a minute, we need more for the people because the economy is changing and people are changing. They're looking for something different now. They're looking for decentralized banking. So we start moving to the crypto space. So let me ask you, Al, what happens if you have a store, if you have a brick and mortar, but you don't change with the times is changing? What happens? And can you give me an example of a store that went through that recently?
Yeah, definitely, man. Before I do that though, because I lose my train of thought, I just got to tell everybody that we need, again, those your everybody that's on that auto save with your gold cards, those will still be there, but we're gonna have to change that. So you be prepared to stop that and then move over to the other platform and start it up over there. All right. I wanted to get off. I didn't want to get off here and forget to tell you that. Okay. So you're saving gold. That's great, and you're going to be able to continue to save gold, but you won't be able to save it through Karatbars anymore, because Karatbars is not going to sell gold to individuals anymore. They're only going to sell it from to companies. You know, so the company that we're moving over to, that's taking over the cryptocurrency world, they're going to be buying the gold from Karatbars, and that's who we're going to be buying the gold from after that. But okay, so back to Larry's point. Yeah. So, well, everybody remember, is anybody on here not old enough to remember the store called Sears? There's a store, a department store called Sears. Right. If you know about Sears, give me a shout out. You know, text give me go down to the chat box or raise your hand or something like that, and just let me know that you heard of the department store Sears. I just want to get some feedback here. Yes or no? Have you heard of it? Have you heard of Sears? Okay, we got a couple yeses. There we go. All right, all right. So I think everybody's heard of Sears, right? Now Sears was, back when I was a kid, was one of the biggest department stores out there. You know, Sears, and then J.C. Penney came along, right? But Sears went through a major change. You know, matter of fact, if you go to most of the stores or malls around the country, Sears is out of business. It's gone. You know, and the reason why Sears went out of business, you know, if you look, because, you know, I remember taking a marketing class and a business class, and we talked about Sears in that class, right? That this was a college course I took like 25 years ago. I'm just kidding. But, you know, Sears, they just didn't get with the program. So their product never really evolved. You know, you know, when I came up, Sears didn't have the best products, you know, but they had a quality product. You know, they didn't have name brand stuff. They had some name brands, but it wasn't the name brands that everybody really liked, you know, but it was a quality product. But over the years, everybody else, all the other department stores started getting more and more name brand products. They started increasing what they had in their stores. Sears stuck with what they had, and then they started making a big deal about the tools and stuff like that. But the problem with Sears was, the biggest problem is they didn't transition into a better shopping experience. You know, as years came along, more and more people wanted to, you know, it was able to start affording to go to the malls and to the stores. So when people came into the stores were pretty crowded. And if you remember back in the day, all the stores had all the little clothing racks right there beside each other. You know, you had to bump into each other, you know, trying to get around the racks and stuff. Well, the stores, like, you know, the big stores and all the stores, if you even go into Walmart now, Walmart has opened up the space for you to move around in. You know, Sears never did. You know, when you walk into Sears, it just wasn't attractive. You know, people would walk in there, it was still kind of claustrophobic type stuff, you know, but then when they go to these other stores, it was kind of a more open experience, and people was able to kind of see what they wanted. Said, oh, look at that. And they was able to find it a lot easier. You know, Sears never made it. Look at Apple, for example. Apple was the first one who showed you that if you open things up and put your products out there and people can see all your products, right? I don't know if you can go to an Apple store across the country who don't have a freaking hour and a half wait to get in to get serviced, okay? But, you know, the stores that make the transitions to a more, you know, excitable, to where people can come in and say it's an enjoyable, you know, visit. They make the change, the transition. Real estate's the same thing, guys. We got, I moved from one. Well, I've been in the same company for the longest, but we've changed names. We used to be Century 21. Century 21 was there. I joined Century 21 because of their educational platform. They had the best training right here in Kentucky. To me, they had the best company that trained brand new realtors to, you know what I'm saying, to how to be successful. But that was back in 2002 when we was handwriting everything, and we was on the cutting edge because we had these books and stuff that we could look up information and get all this information. Well, in 2006, computers became a big thing, a big issue, and we were still with the program, but I was with a lot of older realtors at the time. They didn't like that computer stuff, So, I mean, we still did things, we did it by hand, but there was companies that were starting to get into, the computer age, and computer, we was able to type stuff in. And I mean, they was advertising instead of advertising in the newspaper, because that was the best way to go back when I first came in. We would spend all of our advertising dollars was going into newspaper ads, because and the little remember everybody can go to wherever you are. You can go into like a Walmart and you can get those those magazines, right? We would advertise in there because people go to Walmart all the time. So they would get those magazines, they look through it, and they find a home, they look at the home and the oh, that's a nice house. But then when the internet became, popular, they not only could they see one picture, they could click on a link and they could see a virtual tour, they could see pictures, they could see the whole house, right? So why would we continue to put our advertising dollars into the newspapers and those magazines when 75 to 80% of the people was shopping online? So we just had to change the way we did. So the company that I'm with now is the same people for the most part. The older people have either died or retired, but now that company is more technological inclined. So they bought Century 21, and we decided to go ahead and change our names and become them because they're more on the cutting edge. So changes are going to happen, but they happen for the better for the most part. Okay.
Yeah, because if they don't, again, an example is Sears, brick and mortar, and you see where it is now. Al, I'll tell you, we used to get the Sears catalogs. Remember those? We should get the Sears catalogs in the mail. Yeah, it was really thick, but listen, only the old country folks is gonna get this one. We got the magazine, but we weren't buying anything out of it. We used the magazine for something else.
Hey, we sat on them at the kitchen table. We didn't have booster seats. We used those the telephone books or the magazines to sit on.
But we wasn't sitting on them. You close though. You got the right area.
Oh yeah. That has something to do with them outhouses over there in Mississippi.
That's right. See, but yeah, we have to keep evolving. And again, that's what I love about being a part of this company, because they are continuing to find ways to keep us, number one, in the loop with what makes money and what makes sense. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, I can go try to pay my cable bill, online on my TV, from my smart TV. And one of the options is Bitcoin, so that's coming, y'all. Well, it's not coming, it's here. You just have to either be on board or don't. One or the other. There's no in between. You're either there or you're not. All right. Al, did you have anything else before I share something real quick? Okay, so listen, team, I have been getting tons of calls, text messages, and emails about our Caribit 2FA, the two-factor authentication. So I'm going to go through a few slides that I put together just a few minutes ago, right before this call, and I want you to determine if this pertains to you. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen, and because it's you have to be ready, and this is what I've learned, y'all. I've learned that when they say, hey, we need to be ready, we need to be ready right away. So I don't want to wait to the last minute, but this is what this is about activating your Caribit 2FA, which is your two-factor authentication and your secret code. And if you have access to Caribit, you should have done this already. And if you haven't, these are the steps. So the first thing you'll need to do is download your Google Authenticator app on your smartphone. And I know that we've done this already. Most of us have. So download that Google Authenticator app on your smart device. The next thing you're going to do is go over to your Caribit account, and you're going to log in with your Caribit email address, your Caribit password. You're going to select that you are not a robot, and you're going to click log in because you're logging into Caribit. Once you get here, if you have not activated your 2FA, you will see right here, it's not going to let you log into your dashboard until you activate your 2FA. So you're going to click activate 2FA. Listen, this is really important, okay? So when you click activate 2FA, the first thing you need to do is come over here and find this code. And you need to highlight this code and copy it. Make sure you have this saved to your thumb drive. Make sure you put it in your safe. Make sure you put it in more than one location so that you'll have it. If you want to, you can also take a picture of your QR, your quick reference over here, because that also, when you take a picture of that, it also pulls up your secret code, pulls up your code. So you want to make sure you do that, okay? So write down your code, copy your code, put this in multiple locations, because if something happens and you lose your device that has your Google Authenticator app on it and it doesn't transfer over to your new phone, you can download the app again, but it is not going to have your secret codes. It's not going to have your secret, okay? So make sure you get this code and secure it. The next thing you'll need to do is go to your Google Authenticator app, the one that you just downloaded. You're going to click the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner. Once you click that, you're going to see it says scan barcode or manual entry. When you click scan barcode, it should activate your camera on your phone. If it does not, then activate your camera. And if it still doesn't, then you just have to do a manual entry of writing the numbers in that's going to come up. All right, the next thing you're going to do, it says here, it's going to pull up that 6-digit number right here. It's going to pull this number up, okay? Now, understand, let me minimize this. Understand that this number is ever changing every 30 seconds. And you're going to see the little symbol over here that lets you know how much time you have left. So you need to get this number. Don't write this number down because it's going to change. Okay, but you're going to see this little fella right here moving. Once it get down to a couple of seconds, about 5 seconds or so, that number is going to turn red. If it turns red, don't type it in. Wait for the new number to generate, and then you'll type that number in. All right, but let's say that you got there in time. You were able to type that number in. You're going to type that 6-digit code. There it is, 654321. You're going to type that where it says secret. And then you're going to click submit. And then you have just activated your 2FA. From here, you just go to your dashboard. Okay, so here's a question. What happens if you need to get a new 2FA because you didn't save the first one that you did, your code. You didn't save that code. You didn't save it. So how do you get that code now? Well, you can get that code if you already have your 2FA activated. And if you don't have that code, then this is what you'll need to do. So the first thing you'll need to do is log in because you already have your 2FA connected. You're going to go up to the top and you're going to click settings. Once you click settings, you're going to click 2-factor. And then once you click 2-factor, you're going to see this screen right here where you can deactivate your 2FA. You're going to go to your Google Authenticator app on your phone. And then you're going to look for that 6-digit number that's changing every 30 seconds. And you're going to type in that 6-digit code here for your secret. So whatever those 6 numbers are, you're going to type in those numbers right here. And you're going to click deactivate. Once you click deactivate, then guess what? You're just going to click activate 2FA. And when you click activate 2FA, it starts all over again. It's going to pull up your new code. This is the code now that you'll need to highlight, copy, and save it to your thumb drive, print it out on a piece of paper, do something with it, put it in your safe. Okay, so the same steps are familiar. The only thing here, now you're going to go back to your Google Authenticator app. You're going to click on the pencil here, and you're going to delete the one for BNEST or whatever the name of your email is. You're gonna go ahead and delete that code. You're gonna go ahead and delete this one. And then after you get that one deleted, you're just gonna click the plus sign, scan barcode, and then get your new number. So now you have your secret code. You have your code. If you didn't write it down before, if you couldn't find it, then deactivate your 2FA and reactivate your 2FA. But this time, make sure you get your secret, get your code, because you're gonna need that code in the future if something happens. So now let's say that you get a new phone, and you don't have your old secret. You don't have it. You didn't write it down. You didn't copy it. You didn't save it. So what will you have to do? Listen, let me tell you, it is a process. So you'll just go to your Caribit account. You don't have to log in, but go to your Caribit account and you're going to click support down in the bottom right. Once you click support, then you're going to enter in your Caribit email address. Okay. And then also here, not only do I put in my Caribit email address, I also put in my Caribit user ID. And so you may have to log in to find that if you don't have it written down somewhere. But just your Caribit email address should be fine. I just always put my my ID with my user ID with it. On the category, you're going to select Caribit, and then it says, "How can we help you?" Down here in the text, you're just type, "I have a new phone, but I do not have my 2FA secret code. I need you to deactivate my Caribit," and you have to tell them Caribit. Don't say Caribars, or don't just say my 2FA. Let them know specifically that you need to deactivate your Caribit 2FA, please. Thanks. And then click send. This is going to go to support@caribit.com. Within a couple of days, you will receive an email, and in that email, it will tell you what you will have to do. Number one, it tells you why these steps are important and why they're taking these steps, because they want to make sure that it is you, in fact, who is saying, "Hey, I need to deactivate my 2FA so that I can reactivate it." So they're going to ask for a copy of your ID card. You're going to email this to them. Also, a secondary identification document can be required if you have a passport. Send them a copy of your passport as well. And then you're going to have to take a selfie holding your ID card. So just get your driver's license, hold it like this under your chin, you know, and then take a picture of it. That's your selfie. You don't have to get your whole body, but make sure they can see your face and your ID card underneath it. And then if you don't have a Skype account already, you need to create a Skype account, okay? And send them your Skype username. This is all the information that you have to send them. And then they'll get back with you with an appointment that they're going to make. And then they will Skype you, deactivate your 2FA so that you can reactivate it. So in order to keep from going through all of those steps, if you have activated your 2FA, but you don't have your secret, then deactivate your 2FA and then reactivate your 2FA. Make sure you copy that secret. Make sure you copy it. Okay? So make sure you guys do that. I would do that sooner than later. It is already September. A lot of things could be happening in October. So I don't want to wait for October to get here. And, you know, and now I can't, I got to try to get my 2FA activated. Oh, I can't find my secret code. Oh, I lost my phone. No, take care of the small business now so you'll be able to do big business later. And then the last thing, if you have not gotten all of your levels of your, what is it called, Al? Your identities, what is that called?
You talked about your
yeah,
for your
the gold, silver, platinum, KYCs. If you haven't gotten all of your KYCs levels uploaded and secured in your Caribit account, go ahead and do that now sooner than later, because again, I don't know all the things that's happening in October when we move over to the mainnet coin. But if something happens with that coin right away and we want to do some trading right away, you better be ready right away. You can't wait until that day to try to get your stuff done. Get it done now. Uh-oh.
You
Go ahead,
said
Al.
you said if something happens. I'm just telling you, if you have any doubt that something is happening, you haven't really been plugging in, because I'm telling you, people, I think Clarence Bell is on the call. Clarence Bell can tell you, because he's been plugging in and he's been getting on those calls. And even though he haven't been in the company a whole month, if you know, maybe a month at the longest, but I tell you, Clarence Bell will tell you that something big is coming, guys. You know, we're going to have a major opportunity. And if Larry's trying to tell you, you know, I mean, you know, he's being nice and he's telling you to get your butt in gear and get your stuff ready, because you can't blame us, because we're getting the information exactly where you can get it. Most of it's going to be in your back. Well, all of it's going to eventually be in your back office, but all the YouTube, and those things are being recorded. So you can go to YouTube and just start looking up, you know, compensation plan, Freebay compensation plan, or the V99, you know, the V99, 999, you know, V999 coin, or the G999 coin. You know, that's going to be your mainnet coin. So there's a lot of information out there for you guys, man. And if you're sitting back waiting for me and Larry to get you that information, I mean, we have a team call once a week. You know, that's not enough. There's teams out there that has a call every single night, because there's so much stuff going on. You know, we do a team call here with Karatbars, and then we do other team calls throughout the week to try to teach you how to be able to afford, because the new packages, guys, I'll tell you right now, there are some new packages over there on eBay, or Freebay, that you're going to probably want to get a hold of, because there's a whole lot more earning opportunities with these new packages. And I wouldn't want to be in the position to where, you know, man, if I only had enough money to get one of those, good Lord, I could be in the money. You know, that's an opportunity that you'll be missing out on, and that you don't have to miss out on, because all it takes is you opening up your mouth. And I'm going to tell you something, being committed is very, very important. If we tell you that we have a way to help you make the money to get you to, well, it's not even called VIP anymore, but to get you to an Emerald Diamond #2 or whatever it is, right? We got a way to help you get that money. We didn't tell you that we're going to put the money in your pocket, but we do have a way to help you get that money. If you're open-minded and if you know how to follow instructions, right, then you can get the money, right? But it's not going to fall in your lap like most people think it will, you know. But it's going to take some commitment, because we got people that's, you know, that's we start them over here, and then they jump from over here, and then they go over here, and then they go from. It's like you're going down rabbit holes, you know. If you keep going down all these rabbit holes, you're never going to ever be solid in anything, you know. So we're trying to get you focused, right? We're trying to help you get money to where you can become wealthy. You know, we're trying to help you get in a position to where you can, you know, acquire these assets to help you get wealthy, you know. And then in this family, in this group right here that we have, you know, we have come up with bigger and greater causes, you know, and when we start doing the things that we put forth, when we start doing those things, I'm telling you, there's going to be people that want to join us just because of who we are, you know, because we're not just out here putting money in people's pockets, you know.
That's
and
right.
We're not just out here creating wealth. We're out here creating wealth so that we can come back and make. So we talk about Black Lives Matter, but if Black lives really matter, don't quit waiting for the government, because we've been waiting for the government for hundreds of years, at least 100 years. You know, they're not going to change it. You know, if you won't change, you know, when I got out of the Army, you know, I was in the Army for a little over 20 years. And, you know, my promotions, they always said, if it's to be, it's up to me. Well, in the Army, that wasn't true. Because I mean, to a certain point it was, but no, it wasn't, because Larry knows, just like I know. I mean, I did everything across all the, and more of what they told me to do in order to make it up the ranks. So I made it up the ranks. Yeah, I did, but then it stalled out and it didn't matter what I did. They would not promote me. But so in real estate, right? And any other job that, well, I ain't gonna have no jobs. I'm gonna tell you right now, but I will be working something like this for the rest of my life, because if I want more money, it's truly, truly, truly. If it's to be, it's up to me. And if all I got to do is open up my mouth and share an opportunity with somebody else, if I'm selling real estate, the only way I'm going to sell more houses, I got to open up my mouth. I got to have a good marketing plan. I got to have a good way to get more referrals. That's what it takes. And I don't know when the last time I heard somebody say that real estate is an illegal pyramid scheme. I haven't, but we use the same exact. Larry, remember when we went to Bowling Green and I was teaching the course of how to prospect for Karatbars? Guys, I used exactly, Larry will tell you, I took from a course that I had taken in real estate, I took all the stuff that we use in real estate and I just brought it over there and I read right off a sheet of what we do in real estate is exactly what we do here in Karatbars. But
right.
people tell you all day long because it's a non-traditional way of making money. And then you taking more and more people out of the workforce and putting money in their pockets. They don't like that. They want you in the workforce for the rest of your life.
Hey, sorry. Hey, Dale, can you come back on for a minute? And I hate to put you on the spot, Dale, but Dale and I had a conversation the other day, Al, and Dale's doing everything right. He was doing everything right, with trying to grow his income, trying to grow. Oh, I didn't know you was eating, man. Sorry about that. But hey, if you don't, this was about your CDs, the conversation that we had a couple of days ago. Are you okay sharing that with the team? And if not, we'll keep rolling. But just make it short because I know people got to roll. But can you tell us what happened?
Yes, exactly 13 years ago, I opened up a CD, $3,100. 13 years, I only have gotten $600 interest off that CD in 13 years.
So in 13 years,
how much did you pay? 3,100.
I put 3,100 in 13 years ago.
13 years ago.
It took his CD 13 years to yield out $600.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, keep going, Dale. Keep going.
Okay, what other part you want to hear about now? Talk about the renew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just renewed 5 more years. But the interest rate. The interest rate went from at the time I started, it was 1.37%. Now it is 0.8.
What?
See?
Well, wait a minute. Your interest? Oh, well, yeah.
8
Yeah.
tenths of a penny.
Hey, that's great. But that's what the Fed said. The Fed said they're gonna keep the interest rates almost at zero for the next. It could be. They're talking about another 5 to maybe 10 years of keeping the interest rate at about almost 0%.
Yeah. So I want you guys to hear that. 13 years. This brother right here is trying to grow wealth. And he's doing what we were taught to do whenever we could afford. If you can afford to buy a CD, who's heard that? Hey, get yourself a CD, get a certificate of deposit. Remember when they first came out? Get you a CD. Man, come on. 13 years, 1.3%, and then it renewed for another 5 years at 0.08, and inflation is over 2%.
Going down here back.
Don't even. But look, we ain't gonna even talk about what the gold has done. We ain't gonna even talk about that. See, that's what I'm saying. You come here, if you do the things that we say, you put forth the effort, you will get wealthy by accident. And like I said before, when you have your money in a CD, money market account or something like that, you have found a safe way to lose your money slowly. That's what you found.
I have your sister want me back at the table.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey man.
Thanks.
and this is the last thing that I have, Larry. I just want to ask people on the call a question, right? Well, no, I'm not going to ask you a question. I'm going to just give you a true story. This is my Karatbars testimony, right? I've been in Karatbars. It was this is September, August the 27th. I went over 5 years in Karatbars. It was my 5th year anniversary, right? Now, we didn't have a big party or nothing like that because people don't give a hoot about you taking care of yourself, right? But it was 5 years, and in 5 years, there's nobody since Larry Gayton has come up to me and said anything to me about Karatbars. I haven't heard the word Karatbars out of nobody else's mouth except for Larry Gayton in 5 years. So talk about an opportunity, right? So that was an opportunity. I could have said, no, I'm good, and walked away and still would have been out there. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I probably would have been working another job a couple of years ago, because when Larry first told me about Karatbars, I was doing real estate, but I was also working another job because I needed some extra income. I needed extra income because the real estate market was up and then it was down. And I had money, thank God I had money set aside that would hold me over. But guess what? The inflation rate was steady going up as the real estate market was going down. So guess what was happening to all that money that I had saved up, right? It held me over for a little bit of a time, but that money was going away quickly. It was dwindling down. That's why I had to say, look, before I lose it all and don't have enough to pay all my bills, I went and got a job. And you guys, if you know me, you know I don't like working nobody's job because that just don't suit my lifestyle. Having to go a clock in and then you tell me, when I can go to the bathroom, when I can go eat. You tell me if I can't go. My mother was in the hospital sick on her deathbed, and I had to go and ask somebody, could I go visit my sick, dying mother? I said, no, it's not going to ever happen to me again. So when Larry presented this opportunity to me, the Karatbars, I didn't say no to the first time. I said, well, yeah, I'll take a look, because that was my buddy telling me, and I know I was looking. I was truly looking, but nobody knew that. Nobody knew I was looking because they thought I was good. They said, oh, Al, he's a real estate man. Them real estate agent, boy, they get paid. He's driving this and he lives. No, man, quit looking at people's, don't try to doggone count people's dollars. Quit looking at their lifestyle and say they need this, or look at them and say they really need this. People that really need this thing, they're not going to do it because they really need it. And they don't have the mindset and they don't have the belief that this thing works. And they don't have enough money to even say, man, I'm taking a chance. They don't have the money to risk. Well, yes, they do. They have the money to risk. And the reason why I know that, because when I go to the doggone gas station, almost every time I go there, about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, there's somebody in there who's broke as heck that's spending $100 on lottery tickets. So I know they got the money, they got it, but they put it in the wrong places, right? So anyway, the story goes on. So Larry told me about Karatbars. And Larry he understands. Larry saved me, and he helped me, because when I was working out there at HRC, going to work 5 days a week, I could only fish on the weekends. That was already driving me crazy. I couldn't take it. I couldn't stand it, because I was either going to work on the weekends or I had to go late at night, and my wife be saying, man, what the heck are you doing? You go work all day long, now you go fishing. Well, it's the only time I got to go fishing. So now I fish while my wife is at work. I fish early in the morning. When she come home, heck, she don't miss me because I'm here either doing this or something else, right? I don't fish at nighttime anymore unless I'm with Larry and his son, right? But it afforded me the opportunity to start making money, extra money that I was looking to make. So now, guys, when the real estate market goes down, not only do I have a nest egg already, my nest egg is continuously growing because of Karatbars. So if the real estate market goes down or slows down, I'm not going to go work another job. If I need to make more money, I want to make more money, I'm going to talk more. And everybody on this call who knows me knows that you can't out-talk me. I can talk you all day long. I can out-talk most people, So I'm going to go and talk to somebody. I don't care if I don't care. I'm going to talk to somebody and I'm going to share with them an opportunity to change their life. I don't care if it's a doctor. I don't care. Hey, I was up in Florida and there were some multi-million-dollar houses up there. Heck, I wanted to go up there and knock on some doors and just talk to them. I don't care, because my family is more important to me than for me keeping my mouth shut, So
Yeah.
I know that I needed that income. And I just tell you right now, I thank Larry Gayton for introducing me to this opportunity, because had he not done it, I mean, it's been 5 years. I haven't heard the word Karatbars out of nobody else's mouth since then.
Mm. Wow. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, brother. And you know what? You got to open your mouth. My son and I was out at the lake today, and I ran across 4 soldiers who are in recruiting school. That we had probably a 30-minute conversation. They put their poles down to talk with me about Karatbars. Come on now. All right.
We were saying some powerful words, but they put them fishing poles down, boy.
Yeah.
You had been talking about something.
Better believe it, because I just put it out there, man. I just told them our story about how you have to prepare yourself before retirement, because these guys are at 12, 13, years in. Can you imagine what they could build now while they're still in the military?
Yes, sir.
It would give them so many options when they get ready to retire. And, they'll be able to let it go whenever they want to let it go. Love
Larry,
it.
I don't know when you came in, I don't know if they were still giving out this little card, but in basic training, when I first joined the Army, and I wish, I'm gonna try to see if I can find that little poem. But when I came in, because everybody knew, when you join the military, you join the Army, it was tough. It was gonna be, and they knew, when you first came in, you and everybody else under the sun knew it was gonna be a hard journey. Sergeant Major Neil Barlow, he knows about that because he was a private back in those days, and he made it through the ranks all the way up to the highest rank in the Army as a sergeant major, and we appreciate him. But he can appreciate the fact that when we first came into basic training, it was going to be tough. But I remember getting this card. It was a little poem or something, and it said "Don't quit." You remember? Did you guys ever get one of those cards, Larry, when you was in basic training?
I don't remember that.
Man, well, y'all didn't have it. Y'all had it easy when you came in. But Sergeant Major Barlow, he remember that, right? He had this card. It was "Don't quit," man. And there's a reason why, they encourage you, because they know it's going to be a hard journey. They know it's going to be a tough journey. But when you read that little poem and it says "Don't quit," and then you got drill sergeants yelling at you, but then they look at you and you could tell they're yelling at you because they're trying to encourage you to be the best you can be all you can be. I know y'all remember that commercial. In the Army, you're going to be all you can be in the Army, So I'm just telling you right now, if we could do it for the military, and we got a lot of military people on here who's made it through the basic training and who's done all that hard work, right? Look, you right now, you right there at the point of man receiving this blessing. And I'm just telling you right now, don't quit. I know it's tough. I know it's hard. But nobody's pointing a gun at your head. Nobody is out there. You don't have to ride down the high, down through the valleys and all this and stuff, wondering where the enemy is at. Well, you do have to wonder, because there's people out there that don't want to see you succeed. But don't quit. Keep going. Fight. You got an army behind you. You got an army beside you. You got an army in front of you who's watching you and working with you, and we're going to get there together. So don't quit. I know it's an easy route out, but I'm just telling you now, take the road less often traveled and stay with us, because it's going to be worth it. All right, Larry, man, it's 9 o'clock, brother.
Yeah.
We're almost 9. We quit early, man. We got 5 minutes.
We did.
All right, man. Thank you, brother. Again, thank you. And thank all of you guys for being on this amazing team. And let's just keep this thing rolling, y'all.
Awesome. Good call, team. Again, changes coming. We'll get more info out there. Find the info yourself as well. Get plugged in. Stay plugged in. And then that Caribit 2FA, if you don't have that secret, find it. If you don't find it, redo it. And then also the other thing, get your KYCs in Caribit updated or approved to the highest level. Jamie, you and I got to schedule some time so that we can get that done. If anybody else needs help with their 2FAs, let me know, and we'll work together. We'll get something scheduled. But again, we need to do this sooner than later, because when October gets here, who knows? I want to be ready to go in October. I don't want anything holding me back. And here's the other thing. Once you deactivate your 2FA, you can't do any withdrawals from your Caribbean account for up to 72 hours. So you can't do any trading. So again, don't wait until the last minute to get all that stuff done. Good call. Good to see everybody. Hey, sis, Lois, good to see you. Sar Major, appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming. Russell Simmons, I'm out.
All
Hey, I
right.
need that. You went too fast on that. The 2FA or
Okay, this is
the authenticator.
yeah.
Albin telling me to get mine straight. So
Okay, this is recorded, and I'll also send the PowerPoint out. So
okay.
when this records down to the cloud, I'll send the recording as well as the PowerPoint that goes with it, so you can go at your speed. And if you guys get stuck somewhere or need any help, just let me know, let Al know, and we'll get you guys straight.
All right. Thank you, Larry.
All right, all
All right.
right,
Al, y'all have a
Weekend.
nice one. Ooh,
All right. Good
all
night.
right.
good night.
Good night.
Good
And have a
night.
safe holiday.
Yes. You too.
Hey Larry,
Yes.
cause I left you a message on your phone. Check it for me, please, and give me a thumbs up when you get that completed, please.
When I get what?
Just read the message and
Okay.
it'll tell you everything. Just
Text
give me a
message?
thumbs up.
Text
Yes,
message
sir.
or voice text message?
Text message, yes sir.
Okay, got you. We'll do.
Okay, now I'm free tomorrow at 7 o'clock or Monday at 7 o'clock. Whichever one fix your schedule.
Okay, what's tomorrow? Friday,
Friday, yes sir.
7 o'clock. I'll take a look at it and see what I got on the schedule.
All right, just let me know.
Okay, we'll do.
All right.
Al,
Good night, team.
all right, brother. Hey, we need to get another meeting scheduled,
Okay.
but this one's at the lake.
Okay.
I gotta get some fishing in.
Hey, that'll work too, brother.
Oh, I know you got tournaments this weekend, but we gotta figure out a time. I gotta get back out there.
Yeah. That'll work, man. That'll work.
All I need is about 2 good hours out there on the pond, on the lake or something.
Hey, we can do it. We can do it, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Know
sir.
that. If you ever want to take that old ride out to Florida with me, boy, I'd catch a shark. That's right.
Hey, I don't do sharks, man. I've been seeing them boys on TV too much, man.
They'll already wait. They're waiting for us to come to Mississippi.
You know what? Look,
Huh?
look. And if you ever find a shark in a pond, I'm done with pond fishing.